Okay, welcome back. We're on day 2 of our run surviving in a storage bin. And also setting up to do my video guide on long-term survival. So, my goal for today is I need to find some carpentry books because we are... Where is my skill at right now? My carpentry is level 3. And I believe for a rain collector... Oh no, we're actually there. Okay, that's good. So we're already there for rain collectors. What about stairs? We can do log stairs. So we could start by gathering the materials for these log stairs, maybe. We could also use some fishing supplies, potentially. And I think as well, maybe building an animal pen. Sort of like in advance, you know? I feel like we need to build an animal pen. Although that said, what's stopping me from just using one of the other storage bins? I could just use one of the other storage bins as an animal pen, couldn't I? Realistically? I don't know. I don't know how well they deal with being indoors. They probably need grass and stuff, really, don't they? Maybe I could do like we can knock the fence down out the back here and do like a little joined on like square. Maybe. Have you ever opened a big door into a very small area of very angry chickens? I have not. I imagine real life would be different to how they would react in Zomboid, though. We don't have a big axe, so I'm gonna need a big axe for chopping trees. We have a hatchet, but we don't have like a proper wood cutting one. So I think maybe a trip to a fire station or something like that would be in order. We've also got to go by the gas station and pick up some gas for the generator. Okay. I'm gonna pull up my Build 42 map here and just check if there is a fire station in West Point, because to be honest, I can't remember. There's a construction site, I know that much. But I'm not sure there's a fire station. So finding an axe might be quite a challenge. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they have a fire department. We might even need to, like, go over to another city. Find one. Maybe drive down to, like, Muldraw, like, McCoy's to try and find, like, an axe down there or something. We've already checked the hardware store in town. So... that or the school, maybe. Okay. Let's start with the school, and we'll go to the... fishing store while we're there. And then if we haven't found an axe, a large axe by then, we will consider a longer journey. Just read your message, Broken, about carrying Frank around. That's probably gonna have to happen in some part, like if I want to get him upstairs or something like that at the minute. Bless him. Oh, it looks like the ransacked buildings are starting. There's no way there's no axes in the entire town. You'd be surprised. You would be surprised. I mean, there might be one somewhere. But do I really want to spend the time going through all of the, like, many... Why is this tainted? It says gasoline tainted. Does that just mean it's not safe to drink? Because I wasn't planning on drinking the gas anyway, but... No, like, is it really worth me going through every house in town when I could just go to, like, the logging camp, you know? Anything that's not safe to drink now is tainted. Okay. I thought it was just water that they did that for. It's weird that they're doing that for, like, all liquids. Like, I need telling that bleach is gonna kill me. Is it sad that even in Apocalypse you park the car between the lines still? Nah, I've got to. I can't not. I at least make sort of an effort, you know? What up, Rob? McCoy logging somewhere as close? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Hit the McCoy logging camp. Although that is still a bit of a drive because we're in West Point. That wasn't the school, was it? Like, we might get lucky looting some garages or something, but, like, again, do I really want to go through that? No, that was the daycare. The school is further up. Okay. Surely gas is a great source of calories, though. I mean, it's a great source of death, probably. You wouldn't need to worry about your weight anymore, I'll tell you that. It's an indirect solution to a weight problem. Okay, I'm going to take a right here and take one of these other roads. You'll never need to eat again. Was this it? This might be it. Yeah. So I think this is the school building. Leave the key in the ignition. Maybe a quick trip over to the food store first. Considering we are in need a little bit. Zombies over there. I do quite like the new Voronoi noise zombie distribution. I don't know. Oh, look at a raccoon. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think it's a nice balance. Like, you know, like we've come out to a little store out sort of in the middle of nowhere and there's, you know, understandably nobody really here. But when you're going through the residential areas and stuff like that, there's a lot more zombies around. I don't know. It feels realistic. This is default Apocalypse settings after the new update. So I think it feels good. Okay, so we're not gaining weight right now. We're not losing it either. That's probably good. Oh, flour. Gib. Butter and eggs. Hell yeah, brother. I'll have a yogurt. Sorry, a yogurt. Yogurt. Okay. This is all fine. Nothing I really need to worry about. We just needed a quick meal. Hello, VOD. Duck, I'm confused by your channels. Is there no way to watch your VODs at PZ while you're offline? Like this session, for example. Would appreciate it. Thanks, love the vids. Yeah, so we have a second YouTube channel that Bluto has just dropped a link to in chat. And everything gets uploaded there. A new VOD goes up every 3rd day. And if we've got like a lot of stuff like backlogged, I often increase that to like every other day. And then what we do is we have like a membership on that channel as well for like, I think we've got it set to like $2.99 or $3.99. I can't really remember which. Probably depends on your currency. Where you get access to everything that we have scheduled as well. I think right now we've got stuff scheduled up until like, for quite some time. Because I'm going to Gamescom in August, we wanted to get like a lot of stuff scheduled in advance. So that there's stuff releasing while I'm away. But if you've got like membership, you can watch like everything that's backlogged on there as well. Whenever you want. But yeah, we basically just upload the VODs to a second YouTube channel instead of using Twitch. Because I have an existing YouTube audience that, finds YouTube easier. And also because Twitch's interface sucks with that sort of thing, so... what do we got? No carpentry book yet. Butchering 1 would be good. Tracking 1. None of this is really that essential to me. Yeah, no trouble, mate. No trouble. Is Build 42 multiplayer out? No. Okay, so that's the library. Is there books upstairs as well? We might want to see if we can get the water dispenser. There'll probably be a water dispenser or two around here. Be worth taking the bottle. Even if we fill it up, like empty it and then fill it up when we get back. It's a bag of dice. I love this. You can get like a bag that's just full of like dice. Is there any release date or something? Also, no. They don't do release dates. They just sort of... The most we'll hear about it will probably be like, I don't know, like... If I had to guess, like maybe like a week or a few days in advance. They just don't do release dates. It's ready when it's ready sort of thing. So, my advice would be to... if you're getting bored, try some mods, play some different games for a bit, and just wait and see. Ever seen Death Legion's multiplayer mod? No, I have not. I'd imagine it would probably have more hype around it if it worked flawlessly, though. In my experience. What's the catch? Is it like buggy or? You're not taking the glitter? No, it's not for me. Lucy would be on team glitter, but it's not for me, I'm afraid. we might have animal care 1, but just in case. Also, how do you even level your points in animal care? Out of interest. I've had livestock, but I've never really gone out of my way to try and level the XP or paid attention to how it's gained. You can get a little bit from, like, petting animals, can't you? But I'm not sure, I'm not sure what increases animal care. Petting, milking, what have you. I wonder if it's just, like, all actions associated to animals. It just makes me wonder if, like, you know, if an animal, like, drinks from a trough or something, does that get you a little bit? Hmm. Okay, let's fill up our drink and then get out of here. Time to go. Check if there's a dispenser over here or something, but otherwise I think it's time to leave. There is one, okay. Empty. And then take bottle. Oh, I'm getting tired. We might need to take a trip back home before we go to the fishing store. I haven't tried it yet, but it's on Nexus mods. It looks promising until the release. Ah, that will be why, Agrofter. Why people haven't heard much about it. If it's on Nexus mods and not Steam. People really don't like just, like, going outside the Steam workshop. I'd be interested to learn more about it. To see if, like, you know, there's any advanced install steps. I can potentially maybe do a video on it if it's, you know, not crazy difficult. But that'll be why nobody's really talked about it. I thought there was a bait shop here. Is it further up? Has that been removed? Am I in the wrong place? I'm not in the wrong place. I always thought there was a fishing bait shop here. Was that removed in B42? Interesting. Okay. Well, there's somewhere else we can check out, not too far from here. When we're where? Fishing bait store in West Point. I thought there was always one there, but I guess not. Ooh, carpentry van. That would be interesting. Might be some good stuff in there. Wasn't that Riverside? Maybe, yeah, maybe I'm thinking of Riverside. That looks like a good truck too. Parked right there. Some more, another carpentry one. Okay, we gotta check this one out. Hello, madam. Oh, sir, sorry. Oh, I shouldn't presume. Thanks, maintenance 2. I think we've got maintenance 2. Sadly, not really that good for me. We could take a nap next to the cemetery. That'd be kind of cute, right? Nothing bad happens next to a cemetery. Ooh, there's a key. Oh, bro. Pickaxe. Steel rods, planks, lead pipes, barbed wire, welding rods. Damn, dude. Well, if I needed furniture, this would be the place to get it. It looks in pretty good condition too. Let's check the... It'll be a bit loud, but it's probably better than mine. Battery remaining 100%. Hang on. So the battery is 26% condition. That's rough. The gas tank's a bit rough, but the engine is fantastic. And that step van would be much better than my beat up taxi. But there's quite a few zombies about. Yeah, we can easily switch out a battery. In fact, we could probably get one out of this van, because it's in good condition. I'm gonna need to get rid of these zombies if we're gonna sleep here, and before I get even more tired than I already am. God, you are dumb. Deaf, dumb, and blind. Damn, lady. She's tough, yeah. But then we're like really tired right now, so. You ever tried a death playthrough? I haven't, no, because and the simple reason is because when I play Project Zomboid, I'm almost always playing it for viewers, right? And as cool as it is to try it, it doesn't make for a very good viewing experience. That's the same reason I always take cat's eyes as a trait. Because if I'm ever out at night... Really? That was where you thought you wanted me to go, rather than the bloody door? If I'm ever out at night, like, and I can't see, again, it's not a problem for me, but for a viewer, it just makes for not a very good viewing experience. Open door. Okay, again, I've just pressed E. The door is there. Why would you think I want to do anything else? Stop it. Well, I thought there might be a bed in here. There is not. Oh my god. I've had real trouble with the E interactions lately. I don't know why. Like, I'm holding E to climb through the window, and it's like he still just tries to close it. Like, I've just tapped E. Yeah. Have you used to have problems with it? Could just be that I haven't played in a while properly. Look, Danny, just started your side PC and watching your videos. Really enjoy your content. Thank you. Glad you've enjoyed it, bud. We had a video go up on the main channel just last night. Hoping to make some more. We're doing like some VOD recording, like just, you know, playing a playthrough right now. But the idea is for this playthrough is gonna make a video on surviving the long term. I just need to actually get like a little bit into a playthrough, and I thought the best way to do that is just to play it for you guys on Twitch. So we got here a pot. We could actually do with that pot because we don't have any back at base. This will make a good sort of like temporary little. We can spend the night here. We just got to make sure we clear the building. Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Make sure we clear each room. Ooh, duffel bag. Was the last name on that ID card McQueen? I don't know. What does low condition on a battery do? Basically, it'll fail to start. So you know when you get in a car sometimes and it's just like you're trying to turn the key and it's like sputtering and won't start properly? Like that's as a result of low battery condition, usually. That and engine quality, I believe, go towards that feature. I believe it's both, yeah. I believe it's both, not just the engine, because the battery is essentially what, you know, what starts the car of sorts. I believe it's both. Somebody feel free to fact check me and make sure that's accurate, if you like. Right, we need the, I want the pot. One of them. And I think what I'd like to do is make a, we're just gonna make like some beans. A quintessential British meal. We're gonna have beans and some bread. I think there was some bread here. We're gonna have beans on toast. Honestly, I'm a little offended that like beans on toast isn't actually a recipe. You know what I mean? As a British person, I'm a little offended. What up, girly pop? How you doing? Beans on toast is a war crime, that's why. Alright, listen, just because you subscribed doesn't mean I'm gonna go easy on you, alright? You're treading on thin ice right now, buddy. Thin ice. Watch what you say about a national delicacy. He never tried it with Marmite. All right, now we might be going a little bit too far. Let's just dial it back a little, you know. Let's dial it back just a tad. Marmite lights then. Shut up, beef. Actually shut your face. Baked beans on toast, especially if you sprinkle on some like some cheese and let it melt, you know? A little bit of black pepper on there. Oh, brother. It's just a quick and easy meal. It's no different to your guys' obsession with like ramen noodle packets, right? Like it's no different. It's the same thing. We don't do that here, really. Okay. Bit of food. Good, good, good. I'm gonna put this back in the fridge. I've got to remember to take some of these before we go. We don't do that here. SMH for getting the pot noodles. I still don't think like as many people do that here. Just, I don't know. Beans on toast is just a quick and easy meal. Like if you want to, like, I don't know, maybe for lunch or something like that. I don't know. I can't tell you how many times I've had it as like a proper evening meal, but maybe for lunch, you know, or breakfast. I jest, of course. I can't say I've ever had the Heinz baked beans in blue can like you've got here across the pond. I wonder if it's very different from the baked beans we have here. When I've been to the US, beans, and surprise, this probably isn't going to become come as a shock to you, Beef, but when I've had baked beans in the US, they taste a little bit like weirdly barbecue, which is not how they should taste. And secondly, they were also kind of sugary. They were like, there was a lot more of a sugary taste to them. And again, it's a savory thing. It shouldn't. But that, to be honest, that kind of went for most things I tried in the States. Like everything had like quite a sweet, like kind of aftertaste to it. Sunflower head. Baked beans are very much so sugary, and as soon as a barbecue food here, and with burgers and hot dogs and stuff, everything is full of sugar. Yeah, see, we see it as like they do have sugar in them, but it's not like a sweet food, and we see it as like a breakfast food or like a lunch thing. Hang on. Let me see. I'm gonna have a look at the nutritional details of a tin of Heinz baked beans. Right? And then I want you to go away and tell me if this is any different to yours, right? So these are the details. It's 0.7 grams of fat. It's 8.9 grams of sugar. That's 10%. And it's 1.3 grams of salt, which is 21% of your daily allowance. So it does have sugar, but not any. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a lot. That's in a tin. 21% of your daily salt, 1.3 grams, and 8.9 grams of sugar, which is 10% your daily. Be interested to see like how that compares to an American brand, you know. Oh wow. Yo, I've just realized what this is. So this sack is full of jewelry, right? Jewelry, trophies, diamonds, and then they've got a spade. I reckon because we're right next to the cemetery right there, I reckon this is meant to be a grave robber. Can't say for sure, of course. It could just be that they've stolen it from this household, but... One man's trash, am I right? I must say I've never quite understood burying people with, like, things of value, you know? I think it's more like I guess it's like a cultural thing, right? Or maybe a religious thing, for sure. I've never really understood burying people with things of value, but that's because I don't, you know, my beliefs and stuff is I don't see there being much on the other side. It's just probably different for some people. People have been doing it for millennia. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, look at the Egyptians, right? Not something I personally understand, but... Alright, let's try loading what we have. Because I'm honestly just, I can commit to using the van, to be honest. Keeping an eye on our weights. What's up, Duck, my man? What up, Winter? How you doing? Caveman? Been burying him as well? Bury me with my yacht. Yes. Indeed, sir, quite. Right, so... I think we have what we need. We have a rubber hose and the gas can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to fill the truck. Then we're going to take what we can from the car, because the car's like full. Yeah, we're losing a bit of weight again, so I should probably consider maybe having one of those pop cans before we leave as well, the ones that I would otherwise be leaving behind. I think that's like, honestly, that's a really key thing. Like, a lot of people say like it's quite difficult to like keep weight on in build 42. And I think that's kind of like a key thing that maybe a lot of people don't do because, like, you know, they're not used to having to keep an eye on it so often. But it's just every so often, check on the weight thing, see if it's going down. And rather than using stuff you've got in your stores already, just use what's in front of you. Like, okay, we've found these couple soda cans and some stuff from this person's house. Let's if we're gonna just leave it behind and we're losing weight, let's just take them, right? Let's just use them. Because they'll throw the calories on. I don't know how much pop and ginger ales actually give calories because I don't have the nutritional details on them, but you know, if we're just going to leave them behind anyway, it's extra calories. And we can, you know, we can eat some other stuff that we've opened up. But it's more just using what's around you and not digging into your stores for things. We gotta find some like high calorie food though. Material possessions to me are just that, material, meaning there's no correlation between them and existence in spiritual realms. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just different for everybody, isn't it? I suppose depends on your beliefs, but I am of the same opinion. It's quite concerning, actually, chat, because I'll tell you, did the wrong thing there. I'll tell you how I came to like what brought that to my mind. Have any of you seen the TV show Blackbird? I haven't finished it yet, so no spoilers. I'm literally about to watch the last episode. But there's an episode where the the killer mentions how he doesn't see the point in burying people with their possessions. You know, it was kind of just like, you know, I kind of agree. Like, he's messed up in so many ways, but I kind of agree. Like, they all do it. What's he gonna do with it? You know? So anyway, this is probably, I don't know, maybe this is my first step into becoming a serial killer. Oh, we were gonna check that battery, weren't we? It all starts with this, you know, chat. So if you see me on the news in like a few weeks' time, this is why. This is where it all began. Because the zombie apocalypse is a formal function and you have to be well dressed. There we go. Replace the battery. Let's give her a go now. It's that darn television, but too much TV, boy. They're gonna rot your brain and your eyes. Send your eyes square. Right, was it here? I think it's up here. There's a little shed. Yeah, there's one there. There's these. And maybe we find an axe here. No. Unlabeled can of food. No. Not going near that. We'll take the jar of tomatoes. Sweet potato. Broccoli. Ooh, okay. Good. We need one of those too. The scythe would actually be really good. Because it gets us grass cuttings, which we could use for animals. We get the handheld version. I hope people take my funeral wishes seriously, given that I want the executive board at work to be my pallbearers. I want to be buried in a graveyard at the top of a very steep hill, and it's very important to me that I be buried with my granddad's collection of lead ore samples. I like that. It's good. Lead ore samples, huh? Potatoes. Ooh, my favorite weapon and fertilizer. See, this is why I don't want to go too much further into this playthrough without doing this video chat. Is because we are now finding some stuff that I think could be put into that video. So we've just gotta be careful, you know. I'm not gonna go too much further with it. I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do a couple hours today. And then I'll split the VOD. This VOD will probably only be like a couple hours long, and then we'll start the first episode of that like video recording. And then I've got the VOD for that, which will be like 2 hours. Again, probably. And then we'll edit it down into the recorded episode that I want to do as well. Oh, damn. Good shit in here. We'll take that. So for those of you that have watched my the series we did for surviving your first week, it's going to be a very sort of similar thing where we do like a live commentary. I probably won't be talking with you guys in chat. I will be reading chat, but I won't be talking because the focus will be obviously on a recorded video. But we'll only be doing that for a little while, and we can just jump back into the VOD. Mental Gen, how goes? Hello, Squillis. How are you, sir? What up, Louise? Louise. Listen, I've got something to tell you. We're gonna be getting Frank. We met Frank today and he was amazing. We are going to be giving him a home. He has some very big issues with his breathing. Bless him. He was just constant, like, walking from the car to the room that we were meeting him in and getting a little bit excited about, like, being around people. It was just so much for him, and everything was an effort, and he was constantly, like, snorting and stuff. So we really want to foster him sooner rather than later, and they're obviously of the same opinion at the center, so that like he can settle in. We do the foster periods, make sure everything's all right, he settles in, and then we get the surgery done as quickly as possible so that his quality of life can start to improve. The poor boy is really struggling with his breathing right now. He deserves better than that. So it's been an issue for way too long and should have been sorted sooner, really. But you don't know, you don't know what kind of financial situation people are in. And, like, I'll be honest, that's probably the reason it wasn't done. You know, it's a lot of money to have operations like that, and but the center is covering it now that you know the center has gotten involved. They are covering the operation, so it's such a shame. It is such a shame because he's coming from a house with 2 other dogs, where he was the first dog in that home, and he's not had this operation, which he should have had. He gets bullied by the other 2 dogs in the home, and they don't have a garden, which I personally question, having 3 dogs and not having a garden. And yet he's the one being rehomed. He's the one they're getting rid of. I just find that really sad. So we're going to give him a good home. We're going to love and take care of him, where he will be the only dog in the home. He'll get all the fuss. A nice calm environment to heal up in. I mean, sounds like the old owners are rude. I mean, I'm trying really hard not to, like, pass judgment, because you don't know what kind of situation people are in, right? I don't know how they ended up with the other 2 that they got. I don't know their financial situations and stuff, but it just, I don't know, it does seem a little bit weird to me that he's being the one rehomed, yet he was there first, and he hasn't gotten the treatment he needs, you know, and then you get 2 other dogs, even though you can't pay for the treatment for the one. I don't know. It's a real shame, but on the upside, it means that he will be getting a much better quality of life. He's going to get a garden. He's going to get a house all to himself. He's going to get a nice quiet environment to heal in. We're going to have to put him on a little bit of a diet, so he's not going to like that, unfortunately. But he needs to shed a little bit of weight, because it doesn't help with his breathing problems. He's going to be very well looked after. Rare nowadays doing the right thing. I know. Sometimes it feels that way, right? But the good thing about all this is that, and you know, one of the reasons I'm trying not to pass judgment is they've recognized that he needs something they can't give him, you know. And it's, you know, at the end of the day, they could have just, you know, a lot of people take a much easier way out when it comes to dogs, you know, and don't properly rehome them. And I think at least they realize that, and yeah. Okay. Home sweet home once again. Let's get all this food first so that it can be put in the freezer. It's also a very good job, chat, that that Lucy didn't come to the rehoming place with me, because I think if Lucy would have come with me, I think we would have taken the whole center home. I think we would have ended up with like 6 dogs, you know. So it's it's a good job. Our house would be a zoo. All right, out of the rain. Okay, and then we want farming stuff to go in here. I think we now have all the stuff we need really to do like a decent sized farm. So we can do that part of the preparing for the long term. We can talk about how previously crops were like a really good like staple thing that people used to do in build 41. Now in build 42 they're a bit more of like a supporting measure. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way about crops in build 42. I'd be interested to get your thoughts and feelings on that, chat. So in this video I'm basically going to present crops and farming as a supplementary thing that you do on the side, but you can't rely on it because of the growing seasons and things taking a bit longer to grow now, having to plant them at certain times a year. They're just not as good as they once were. They can support you, and the food that comes out of it as well, critically, doesn't have much calories. So it's more of a supporting thing. Do you think that are we agreed on that, chat? Do you think that's a good thing to talk about? That are we agreed that TLDR farming was good? Now it's not quite as good, but it's like a supplementary, easy to do thing. Are we agreed on that? Or does anybody feel differently about crops in build 42? I wanna ask you guys about all that stuff before I actually do the video, you know? Seems like it. I just got a cow. Yeah. Cows that's one big thing that I'm gonna be talking about in the video, is that animals are like getting either some chickens or like even just a cow on its own is like just invaluable. They are so useful in build 42, because you get the regular eggs from it. You get milk that is great on its own but can be turned into butter for even more calories, right? And then butter can be mixed into like so many meals to make sure you're keeping the calories on. Have you ever jarred stuff in PZ? I was wondering how useful that was. So jarring things in PZ, Bluto, is basically, I would view that as it is a way to preserve fruits and vegetables when you don't have access to a freezer for some reason. So if, let's say, for example, you're going on a trip, right? You're going on an expedition, or critically, if you want to set up a forward base somewhere, jars can be really useful, because if you're setting up a forward location, like somewhere you're not going to be at very often, like an outpost, right? You're not going to be able to make sure that the generator stays stocked and powered on and in good condition. So if you can keep some things in jars, it ensures that they're gonna last without power. So, but that's kind of their only use in comparison to just keeping it in, you know, keeping it in the freezer, right? If you've got power, you should use a freezer. There's no reason not to. Is canning a separate skill? Not to my knowledge, no. You can, so if you put jar See here? Jar of produce. Oh, this is open jar. Here we go. Make. So this is what you need. You just need vinegar, which can be swapped out for just like a bottle as well. You just need vinegar, some of the veggies, some salt, the jar and the jar lid, and some water. Most of the things. You're basically just putting veggies in vinegar. And they keep for a long time. I don't know how long exactly, but it's a long time. Yeah, what up, Bri? How you doing, bud? It goes great. I'm gonna be rehoming Frank. I'm very, very happy today. Today was great. I got to meet him and say hi, and he was brilliant. I'm very, very, very excited. Everything would be pickled. Yeah, basically, it's just like pickled stuff. Yeah. It's pretty simple, Squillis. It's just those ingredients put into a jar, basically. It's just like pickled stuff. Now, what books would I benefit from reading? I've got to think about this because if we're going to be doing a video, on preparing for the long term, what skills would be useful for me to get up in advance? Maybe fishing, because if we're going to be talking about fishing, we can talk about how it's a little bit of a grind, right? Fishing right now is a bit of a grind, and at lower levels it's not as good. Like, it's one of those skills I feel in build 42. Fishing is, how's best for me to put this? It requires a lot of time investment before you get the payoff. It's a great skill to have. In build 41, fishing was amazing and was really quite good. Now, it's still good, but you need to get through the earlier levels before it starts paying off with big fish. Really, what I should do is make sure I'm tuning into Life and Living just in case there's a... I think we've already passed the fishing episode. But, it would still be good to get that up a little bit, maybe. Lots of metal stuff. Cage trap and box trap. We could talk about trapping as well. Trapping is something that, again, I do want to mention. But I think it's again a kind of supplementary measure. Exposure survival. I don't know if this is actually going to give us any skills though. It's just about water. Oh, is this the bonus carpentry episode? Storing rain or water is vital to survival. Yeah, rain collector barrel. This is the extra carpentry one, but we aren't going to need this because we're already level 3 carpentry. We can't learn any more from the TV shows. Let's take a seat and read this book. Because we're coming up to 8 p.m. I've just realized, how far in are we? 7 days. We're going to have the helicopter anytime soon, aren't we? Probably going to be tomorrow. Or did I turn it off? I think I turned the helicopter event off, actually. Because to be honest, I didn't want to have a long-term guide playthrough ruined by the heli showing up. It's cool to have that option. I never really did find the lids was also my problem. Yeah, the lids are pretty rare. We picked one up very early on in my playthrough, actually. I don't know if it's still in here. Might be somewhere else, but I'm pretty sure we picked one up pretty early. Okay, so I think I'm going to set my alarm for 6. And we'll catch the last episode of, like... of the Cook Show. One of the last ones. Also need to make us something to eat. Honestly, we might as well just open this jar of produce. They're fresh cooked. $62 hunger reduction in there. Anything is that they're not really going to do much in the way of calories. We have a fishing episode right here. Fishing 2 baits. I wonder if we've already watched that. I'm thinking we might just watch that episode. Because that's probably going to be enough to get us, like, close to level 2, if not level 2. We haven't watched it already. Woodcraft we've already got. Cook Show, soup. We could just watch that as well. We're already getting close to level 2 as it is. See y'all tomorrow. Let's play this. Welcome back to Exposure Survival. We got maintenance skill now as well, which is huge, because maintenance being leveled as quickly as possible is it's definitely in our best interest. How much are we getting per tick? Okay. So we're not going to reach level 2, but it has got us quite a decent amount into it. Did get us level 1. Soup. We're gonna learn about soup. We've got electrical up to maximum because we've got a book, so let's dismantle some of these. Here we go. Level 2. It's a bit ironic that lids are so rare in PZ, given the reason people in the US tend to use those single-use lids is because they're so cheap and easily available. Alrighty. So we now have level 2 cooking. There's the jar lid. It's in my inventory. Must have been the one from that jar we opened, probably, and ate from. Need to get some water. Also. We might just need to start this episode, chat, honestly, here soon. I don't really have to worry about it immediately. But there's a water dispenser in the office just across the way. And we've got an extra bottle. Which means that I can do that part of the segment, talk about water preparation and stuff. I think what we need to do to make that really stick, that segment, and really make sense, is I need to get some wood to build a rain collector. That's the big thing we need. We need a rain collector. Now I have a hatchet, but that is it. My hatchet is the only weapon I have. How much wood do we need to make a rain collector? It's in the building menu. 4 planks, 4 nails, and 4 garbage bags. Well, we have a box full of garbage bags, so that's not a problem. We've got hacksaw, nails. Okay, so we can do that too. We can make a rain collector. We can do the water dispensers. I think the other thing then is literally all I can really do in this VOD is track down a bigger axe. I think the McCoy logging camp, try and get us like a wood chopping axe. You're back with your girl dinner? Oh, what is girl dinner today? Oh, sweet. Okay, good. Right. I think we go on an adventure to McCoy logging camp and try to get us a big axe. Or we search some garages. It's one of the two. If we go to McCoy logging camp, we probably know we're going to get some, you know. We have a vehicle. We have fuel. Seems like we're in a good place for it. Sandwich and wine. Is there a McCoy logging container down by the warehouse that's full of planks usually? Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, you're right. We could check that out. I don't know if it would have an axe. but we might be able to carry over the planks and just sort of get around the axe entirely, I suppose. Let's have a look. Fair few. Maybe we just steal these. Let's start loading them up. Because we can steal these, and it might give us enough to build like a basic animal pen. Probably need to nip into this warehouse and find a sink as well. That's the other thing we can do in this VOD, maybe, is track down some animals nearby. See if we can find like a local farm with some cows or chickens. Especially chickens, because we won't need a trailer for those. We can just... You can carry one, you know? My MB dinner today was a baguette and a soda. Nice. I went to like kind of a local pub and had dinner on the way back from seeing Frank. It's a good chance to chat with my mum about it, who came with me today, because she's basically going to be the doggy grandma. She'll be looking after Frank if I were to go on trips and stuff like that for a few days. So we went and had a chat about it afterwards, and I had a chicken burger. It was very good. Duck the new doggy grandma. No, not me. My mum would be. I'm gonna be the dad. I'm gonna be dad. My mum would be grandma. Only one time. Thank you for the follow as well. I realized we missed a few follows earlier. I apologize. We had Paranoid 366, Grandpa Marvin, Winter Moonlight, and Man Monnery. Thank you very much. I appreciate that we're ages ago. I was probably in the middle of something. I apologize. I hope everybody's having a good weekend so far, though. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. What's going on, Beakley? How are you? Wait, who was that? That didn't even come up on my follow list. What? I think something about the Twitch follow list is broken, because I saw that, I heard that follow and saw it pop up, but it's not come up on my follow list activity feed on Twitch. So whoever that was, thank you very much for the follow. Please feel free to announce yourself if you would like a thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. The one follow I actually catch, and it's just Twitch doesn't want to show me who it was. It sends me when Brits call it a chicken burger. Why? What's up with that? The chicken sandwich? You guys? Ground chicken would be a burger, but a whole breast is a sandwich. Gotcha. Yeah, for us, we call that a chicken burger just because, like, I guess because of that association that it's like, it's the shape of a burger, you know? It's a thing in between two bread buns, and it's got salad and mayo and whatever else, right? Isn't it a bun that makes a burger? Well, yeah, see, this is the thing, is like, yeah, technically, but also, like, you could make that argument for something like a bacon butty, right? If we had bacon in a bun, would it then be a bacon burger? Yeah. I think it's just that association, isn't it? It's okay. I forgive the entire UK. Listen here, buddy. Don't act like you made the language first, all right? Let's just get that straight right here, right now, all right? You don't need to forgive anything. So a McChicken isn't a burger? Canadian wanting to know. I don't know. I think that is technically called a McChicken sandwich. Isn't it? Or is it called a McChicken burger? I don't know. These are the real questions. It is a McChicken sandwich, yeah. But then it's just, yeah, it's just, you know, it's just country dialect, isn't it? That's all it is. Oh, I can be a little sensitive, Alabaster Jones, and I'll tell you why I can be a little sensitive. It's because every freaking time I post a YouTube video, there's at least one American in the comments that's like, funny Englishman said word different. And it's like, yeah, It's called being from anywhere outside of America. You know, it's just, it does eventually grate on you a little bit. You know? Different equals correct. Yep. Didn't know what a cob was until I moved to Leicester. A cob, a bun, a bap, a balm cake, some. Sorry, I have to, not balm cake, it's a bam cake. A stotty. I said bap, I think. What else is there? We have a lot of different words for things that come in a bun. A bread cake, yeah. And if you put, for some godforsaken reason, if you decide to put a pie between two slices of, between a bun, in a bun, that's called a Wigan kebab. Which is quite something indeed. Don't worry, lads. It's all in good fun. Like, I know they didn't mean anything by it. We're all good. We're just playing. My dad used to call bacon sandwiches bacon wad. Bacon wad. Bacon and egg banjo. A barn cake sounds like a cow shit. No, it's a barm. B-A-R-M. Barm cake. A barn cake does sound like a cow shit, you're right. The Midlands? I'm also in the Midlands, so the East Midlands, but... A Wigan kebab is something. Let me tell you. So isn't it like a... I think it's actually... Isn't it like a steak pie? Is it steak and ale? Steak and kidney? I don't know whether it's a specific type, but it's a steak pie in a bread bun. That's what a Wigan kebab is. It's quite something. I can't wait to find a sledgehammer and be able to like get rid of this like fence. Knock this fence down a little bit so we can just drive in there. Hey, I was your new follower. I'm just glad I found your stream. Weird it didn't show on your Twitch feed. I like your videos. Thank you, Jackson47. I appreciate it. And thanks for the follow, buddy. Yeah, we had a new video go out last night. We've got actually, I think tonight we've got a new Project Zomboid VOD going up on the second YouTube channel. For anybody that wants to see more Zomboid content that's not on Twitch, you know, when we're offline. Exclamation mark VODs. We upload a bunch of we upload all the streams. Yeah, so we have a second VOD channel. We had a main channel video go up last night. We're doing the stream today. We did a stream yesterday, and we're going to be making a live commentary video out of this playthrough here very soon. Build 42 multiplayer just dropped. New patch downloadable now. Why do I feel like that's debate? Call me cynical, but I feel like that's bait. You don't have a patch? Alright, listen. I'm gonna check the Discord. There's no ping from the Discord. No multiplayer yet. Right. You've earned yourself, sir, a... hang on. You've earned yourself a timeout. Although I'm typing the command and it's not going through, which is rather concerning. I mean, it's probably worked and just not popped up in chat. Well, we'll see. It works. The messages are gone. There must be something funky with the Twitch dashboard right now because it's not coming through on my end. Like, I can still see all the messages. I'm not getting like any updates to my activity feeds. The Twitch dashboard must just be balked. Just got debated. I hope that was worth it, bud. I really do. I hope that was worth it for you. Was I message deleted on my end? Yeah, good. I've probably stacked up like 3 timeouts then, which will probably be like bloody, you know, 4 days or some shit. It's done in seconds, so I think I gave him an hour, or should have, but. A little uncomfortable. Is it because of the rain? Because of the rain. Maybe they went multiplayer. It dropped through another hardcore survival game on Steam, like Shower with Your Dad Simulator. That game is something, dude. I remember watching another streamer play that. Medic, what's going on, dude? Thank you very much for the 25 months. Hope you're doing good. Can we get some bread ups in the chat, please, guys? Thank you. Okay, we're gonna make a burger. Yeah. And also we're gonna defrost this roast, probably. I think you can put an egg on a burger, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So we're gonna have egg on it, and we're gonna have bacon. There will be not a vegetable in sight because I don't have any. God damn it. Why does it default to being 0 on the timer every time? I have to go back to the settings every time to... Oh. These are the types of features that I don't. This is the type of realism I don't need. You know what I mean, chat? I don't need to have to go back to the timer every time. I just don't. I want to create a burger. Why can't I make a burger? Am I being dumb? Do I need a recipe? Please don't tell me I need a recipe to make a burger. Do I actually need recipe knowledge? You're shitting me right now, right? I thought you could just slap it together. Me too. That's why I'm confused. You need burger buns? Oh, did they change that now, eh? They changed it so you actually need like burger buns rather than bread. That would make sense because burger buns weren't even in build 41. The bacon and the eggs need to be cooked. So let's just turn those on. This needs to be cooked. Oh my god, dude. Using a microwave is now one of the most frustrating things on planet Earth. I'm doing maximum timer. Screw this, dude. That is the most annoying thing ever. Damn, didn't know you were that bad at cooking, bud. Tell me about it. Can't even use a burger patty in bread. It has to be, like, in buns. Again, that's the kind of... It's this weird, like, realism war that they seem to be on, but there's no consistency. Like, you need... But if that's what it is, and you need burger buns for beef patties now, and they've removed using bread for it, well, I'm sorry, but in reality, if I wanted to put a burger between two slices of bread, I bloody well could, you know? And if we're going down the route of, oh, well, it's realistic to be uncomfortable when wearing a Kevlar vest, well, then, okay, we can go down the realism route of putting a burger in between two slices of bread. Like, it just seems like we're purposely making the game more difficult for no reason. Like, you know? I don't know who's decided that's a good idea, but it's not. And it drives me up the wall that the game is getting needlessly difficult. And it's often through like weird UI interactions that are being made even more like complex than they were initially. Okay. Let's see here. What can we read? We could read animal care or butchering. I think animal care would probably be a good one to have. We have two of those, actually. Because if we're going to be rehoming some animals and building a pen. Oh. Oh, that's the end of my coffee. What up, Gerald? I'm good, mate. How are you? Good to hear from you, bud. What you got then, eh? Oh, we got some egg and bacon, egg, sausage and bacon, egg and spam, egg, bacon and spam. Yeah. Advantage me, who just cooks and eats individual ingredients. It really is like the way that people are going to start doing things in PZ now. System for cooking recipes is badly done. They're planning to redo it. I hope so. I feel like a cooking menu would really help. And I'd also really love to see the crafting, building, and cooking menus all like... So when you open the building menu, I would love if there was like building here, crafting in the middle, and cooking over here, and I could just tab between them rather than having to open the new menus, you know? I would really appreciate that. Well, good, thanks. Good to hear, mate. Good to hear. Here we have the reality. A man sitting on an old second-hand chair in a storage container swearing because he can't work out how to make a burger. Yep. This is what the realism is coming to. There's this chunk of the population convinced that in a zombie apocalypse scenario, they'd be elite katana-wielding survival experts. This is the reality, yeah. Honestly, the only food I make in PZ is salads if I have to cook. I like cooking in PZ because I like making actual recipes. But yeah, it is a bit frustrating dealing with the system sometimes. Because now it's all on the crafting menu, and I don't know. I feel like we need to break up where things are a bit. Putting everything on the crafting menu is not the solution in my mind. Cooking menu, building menu, and then crafting menu separated into workbench menus, and more in the way of like environmental context actions. So like, you know, for example, we were talking about this on the last stream, you know, barricades can be a right click option. You know, there's nothing wrong with engaging with things in your environment around you with like right clicks and things like that, as long as it's like, as long as it's in your environment around you, there's no problem with it really, because it makes sense. It's a contextual action with something in front of you. You're not crafting a new item, you're just engaging with something. I feel like that would really help cut down like on the crafting menu, like being so overwhelming right now. The reality would have been napalm on Knox County if that's the logic. Yeah. Yep. What do you think the larger scale changes are they talked about in the after the 42.10 patch? Was that the last one? I can't really remember when or what that was in reference to be honest. Can you give me a little bit of context? Like, can you give me the quote, maybe? Appreciate you, thank you. Honestly, I spend so much time looking at, like, the Thursdoids and the updates and the patch notes that it kind of all just blends together eventually, you know what I mean? So I spend so much time looking them over for videos, I forget about them, like, a week after and which one was which. Latest patch we got, the map change. Okay. And was it... Did it just say... larger scale changes, or was that in reference to something in particular? Like, what's the quote or the feature? How is it worded? Might be able to give you a bit more of an educated guess if I could see the wording. You can get me a copy pasta. It says slightly shorter changes for this patch due to various team members working on larger scale changes required for balance, quality of life, and other required features of Build 42. I mean, that could be anything, couldn't it? It's just them saying that they're working on other stuff right now and working towards a bigger update, right? That could be... I mean, the reality is it's probably a number of things. If it's most various team members working on larger scale changes, then it'll be multiple items. Could be that there's a lot of changes coming for animals. Could be the crafting menu. It's probably in large part, you know, multiplayer. Probably got like the whole that smaller team that's working on the multiplayer functionality and stuff. The map team's probably busy working on updating mapping tools and fixing like the problem with them at the moment. Trying to make sure that everything's done properly. There's a lot going on. They've got a lot to do, so. How many more planks have we got to gather? One. It's all of them? And that was all of them. Another one. Okay. Do 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 do. When are they gonna add peanut allergies and lactose intolerance? Those would kind of make funny 1-point traits though. Like just 1 point, you know? Just one. Not like I wouldn't want them to give massive bonuses, but if you had like lactose intolerance and it was like 1 point, or peanut allergy and it was 1 point, you know? That would be kind of funny. And you would actually have to like think about the items a little bit, you know, because you couldn't eat any like cheese or whatever. And then with the peanut allergy, you'd have to be kind of careful of like maybe, I don't know, like the like some chocolate bars or something like that. What's the one? The crackle bar? Things like that. I'll tell you what, most of this playthrough, man, it has been terrible weather. We've had like a couple of good days, but it has been raining for so much of this playthrough. I'm pretty sure I'm in Britain. I don't think this is Kentucky. I think I'm actually in England. Because it's just wet, windy, and rainy and dull. What up, Eminem? How you doing, dude? No, chat, we do not need to be the game to be so realistic that prone to diarrhea needs to be a trait. Just IBS. IBS traits. Irritable bowel syndrome. God, we've had so many debates about like why needing to go to the bathroom is not a thing we need in Project Zomboid before. I know a lot of people like see the realism of it, but we've had so many debates about it on this channel. And I will never understand wanting it as a feature. If you want it, go mod it in, but like I don't need that level of realism. Most of the time, the people that support it are like, yeah, but it's just so funny to me. Like you're fighting zombies and then your character like shits his pants, and I'm like, why? What? Why? Like you don't you don't need it. I do mod toilets and hygiene in RimWorld. It will forever blow my mind, dude. I could see it in a game like RimWorld because it's kind of like it's colony management, right? That's the specific thing is management in that game. But I don't need it in my Project Zomboid survival experience. In West Point, yeah. Laughs in Rogue Legacy. We're at the storage site in West Point. Storage bins. Once we've got all these planks unloaded, we're going to build this into an animal pen. This should do, honestly, after this batch. I don't know... What else do I need? We need to go drive around and have a look for some animals. And I think then that is as set up as I can be to make this video that I want to make. And we could probably like record the one episode here after the after this VOD. And we'll do that on stream too. We'll just I just won't be engaging with you guys as much for a little bit. Because I'll be talking. I'll be doing live commentary. Ma 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 ma. Do do do. No Sims 4 for that, dude. So I played a little bit of Sims 1 while, like, not last time Lucy was here, or was it? I think it was the time before. We did a bit of Sims 1 on stream, and that was, like, actually really funny. And I was like, oh, you know, maybe I can play, like, one of the more recent Sims. And then, like, I saw how many DLC there were for the game, and I'm like, there was so much DLC. And it comes to a ridiculous price by the time you get everything. I don't remember fully off the top of my head, but I want to say it was somewhere like £300 or something ridiculous like that. And I was just like, nah, I'm good. I'm good, you know? It's genuinely, like, I know you don't need all of them, but I would like to have them, like, all the content available, you know, and it genuinely puts me off. Like, it just makes me not want to engage with it at all. What do we do? Wooden fence, basic. So we're going to favorite this. Favorite the fence gates. And then I need to go get the stuff. Around £400, I think. It's fucking wild. Well, like, the thing is, Louise, if I can understand you owning a lot of the DLC, that's fine, right? Because you've probably played for a long time. And picking it up over a long period gradually is not necessarily a problem. It's kind of like Stellaris as well. I really like Stellaris. And it's not quite as bad with Stellaris, but it is a thing. But I don't know if I don't want to spend all that money as a new player. But I want all the content, you know? So it's kind of terrible in my mind that there's not like some kind of like bundle offer that gets you all of the DLC that you really need. And that was one of the reasons I really liked how Stellaris did it, even though they have a lot of DLC, is they bundled together like some of the stuff you kind of need, you know, considered to be a needed thing. And also, like, I don't know, when a DLC is so old, if you're going to be releasing that many DLC, the older stuff should become free eventually. Like, is that out of line, you know? The older stuff should eventually become free. If you're going to be releasing that much DLC, like, to the value of £400, I don't know, it's kind of wild to me. Free or discounted, yeah. It's kind of like MMOs, right? Like, World of Warcraft releases its new expansion, and you only need to buy the most recent expansion. Now, granted, they're on a subscription model, so it's kind of a different thing, but you get what I mean, right? You don't need to go back and buy the 4 other expansions that you know, don't have. Many will agree that EA is a money grabber and don't care about how developing good games. Yeah, shame, really. The heck did I get into this place before? I don't know. One thing's for sure, I'm not going to stand here working it out. I probably went through the back, but... Did I even come in here? Or did I just take the I think I just might have taken the freezer, honestly. I might not have even looted in here. Okay. Another generator magazine. That's the 3rd generator mag we found. 2 of them were in the storage area, and the 3rd one was is literally up the street. That's wild. 3 generator mags all on the same road, with like a grand total of like 4 buildings. At last, the long day has come to an end. Nice. Buy me a lottery ticket. What are you getting up to now then, Rye? Now that you're off for the day. Out of gas. Okay, let me grab the water dispenser bottle. Oh. I thought I brought that with me. Never mind. Right. I want to go have a quick buzz around some of the local farms. See if we can locate some animals. Okay. So, quick pause. Referring to my map, 1 second. I will bring it up on screen as well for you folks. So, we need to find some farms that are likely to have animals. I actually think we're kind of in a bad spot for this. West Point. West Point isn't necessarily the best in terms of like animal husbandry, because there's no real farms. We might find somewhere with like a chicken coop or something like that, but I think we might have to take a bit of a longer trip. I'm just kind of looking to see if any of these places have chicken coops in the backyards. There's nothing really that I'm seeing. Not really an animal place. You're saying that like you couldn't go back to find that raccoon to breed? Yeah, but the kind of example I'm looking to give is cows or chickens. And like how useful they are for long-term survival. And how you can quite often find like chickens just like, you know, back of houses and stuff. But one of the key things that I'm going to try and drive home in the long-term survival video is here we go. We've got one over here. Is just as you're driving around, take opportunities that present themselves to you. You know, you can't necessarily, you can have a loose plan, you can use your surroundings, put together a plan, but seize opportunities as they come up, because sometimes things are just going to be different to what you had imagined. And something will come up in front of you like, oh, you know, here's a van that's like a gardening van, right? And they've got some packets of seeds and stuff like that. So you plant some crops because that's what you found. It's about seizing opportunities, but also having some ideas in your head as to what you want to do. So I think up here will be our best chance at that. Finding some farms with animals. So I think we go up there, and then we try and mark on our maps where we find the animals we're after, which is cows and chickens. I think that's the plan. So let's do that. He thinks. Doesn't agriculture take like months now? Yeah, so that's part of the... It takes a while. I don't know if it's months, but it takes quite a while, which is why we're going to be like in the video talking about how crops and farming and stuff like that is a lot more of like a supplementary method for food now. It's not something you should rely on quite as much as you did in build 41. Because previously you could plant crops and they grow within like a couple weeks. Now it's definitely longer than that. I'm not sure on the exact timeline. I could probably look it up. I should probably do that before we do the video. I'm not sure on the exact timeline, but it is definitely longer. And you need to pay attention to the growing seasons. So it's more of like a supplement. Even if you do grow food, now it's a lot harder to keep weight on your character. As you can see, like we're losing weight. And vegetables and fruits aren't going to give you a lot of calories. So again, it's supplementary. It can't be relied on as much. Whereas animals can give you meat, they can give you eggs, they can give you milk to be turned into butter. All of which are pretty high calorie. Animals just work a lot better now than crops will. And then you've got like your option of going fishing if you want to. We do need to find ourselves like a fishing rod or maybe craft one, but I don't think we have the magazine for that. Ooh, livestock trailer. There seem to be many zombies around. I'm gonna actually check this out. I won't take the trailer right now, but it would be good to see if there's any animals in it. And mark it on our maps to come back to. Wrecked dash bull driver. Ang Thomas, thank you very much for the follow. You went for the VODs, Duck? Recently started playing this game and your guides are helping. Hey, well, it's great. I'm happy to help. We're in the process of setting up to do another similar guide for long-term survival. Build 42. I'm unable to craft sheet sling bags for some reason. There are animals in this. Sounds like turkeys. There's a bunch of turkey eggs. We'll take those. Yeah, it's turkeys. It's not really what we're looking for. Honestly, I feel like we're just gonna remove them. Be free. Run free, my friends. Hopefully they're smart enough to actually run away. Unable to craft cheat sling bags. Let's see if I can do it. There's always the chance that something's been updated since I last did something. So let's check and make sure it's still the same process. But it should just be remove curtains. Make sheet sling bag. So you just need a sheet. You right click it. And make sheet sling bag is right there. The big question that comes to mind straight away. Are you on build 42? If you don't know, what does it say down here in the bottom right? Just to check. Latest updated. Because if you're just running the standard version of the game, you might not be on build 42. If you've enabled the unstable branch, you have to do something in Steam to do that. Then that is odd that it's not working. I have a feeling you're on build 41. Because you can be updated onto the latest version, but you haven't opted in into unstable. Because build 42 isn't out yet. It's in like an unstable branch. You have to opt in to play it. A lot of new players miss that. It's 41. Okay. Yeah, give it a quick Google. Just how to enable build 42 for Project Zomboid, and you'll find it in no time. It's very easy to do. Very, very easy. And it'll and then you'll be on the right version. And if you're a new player, it's definitely worth doing as well, because like, you know, you're learning the game as it will be, I guess, right? Where are we? I see where we are, I think. Yeah. Okay. So we basically follow this road. Look at all those turkeys running free. We did a good thing today. We might come back for that livestock trailer later. Right now, this is basically just a scouting run. I'm finding these locations so that we can come back to them in the guide video we're gonna do. I missed Freebird. Is it that one? That is... I don't think that one's going to have livestock. We drove past one, I think. Did we? Oh no, we're about to come up on it. Maybe. We're about to come up on it just around this corner. This thing moves pretty quick for a step van, eh? Oh, lag. Aha! Chickens! See? We got them. Chickens. Kins. Okay. So we can come back here. Once we've got the trailer. The chickens are great. But we're going to move on and have a look at the other farms in the area. And see if there's any moo cows. Any moo cows. Which would be... We have the chicken coops. We need to take... We go round the next bend. We don't turn off. I mean, we're not going to be turning off for a while. Actually. We got to go all the way around the next bend. And just all the way along that road. See if there's anything along that road. Be the last right. Okay. Your noodles are so tiny. Yeah, I know. It's because I switch back and forth between build 41 and build 42 hero. And your settings obviously like revert in some places every time you change builds. But because I'm changing between them a lot to make videos and stuff, it's just... I can't be bothered to change it every time, you know? That's the honest answer. It's just laziness going through. I don't want to have to go through my settings every single time I play. I just want to make sure there's no chance of livestock being around here. And there's more chickens along here. I might check out this shed real quick. See if there's an axe, maybe. We don't need one, but... This place has been ransacked. Might be some good stuff in there. There's a zombie in there somewhere. There's a zombie on your lawn. Whoa, hey. Animal feed bag. Good. We'll take those. Some zucchinis. Getting a little tired now. Oh, we got some jarred produce over here. We got some sweet potatoes, strawberries. Nice. Very good. Radishes. Oh, damn it. Oh, they're actually pretty good. Honestly, I kind of expected the radishes to be, like, useless because they're so useless when you actually grow them, but I guess the jar of radishes is actually pretty good. Wadish season. Duck season. Duck season. Wabbit season. Duck season. Wabbit season. It's always wabbit season in this stream. Oh, that's a find. Carpentry 2. That is exactly what we wanted. Found in a random house by the side of the road. And the reason why that's so good is because we are carpentry level 3. And we're about to start doing our first bit of building so we can get carpentry red in advance of building the pen. Which will be amazing stuff. Then all that XP is going to get multiplied. We're on that book right now. Great news. Oh, big stretch. I noticed that usually my PZ playthrough is done before my vegetables finish growing. Yeah, it takes a while. Takes a while now. You sure there's enough lard in that sausage roast? We could add some more stuff to it. It's been sitting for a while and I feel like it's just best to eat it at this point. My problem is I can't seem to know what items I can craft with what items I have on me. Yeah, welcome to build 42. The crafting menu is awful. It's something that the community is struggling with right now, is trying to get to grips with the new crafting. You're not going to be the only one. The menu is not great. And it's something that is being quite avidly protested, myself included. I've done videos about it, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit more in upcoming videos. Oh, there's a basement. So yeah, there's no easy solution, I'm afraid. Look at this place. There's a tailoring bench down here. What is this called? The loom? Spinning wheel? There'll be a spinning wheel. I'm not going to need it, but... Hey, yo, there's a workbench. Look at this. Like a proper crafted workbench. Got tarp. Welding torch. We don't have one of those yet. I think we have a wrench either, to be fair. Oh yeah, dude. We should always check around on the floor as well. Because this is a ransacked location, meaning there could be things on the ground. Mechanics 1. Is there a radio playing? They make sound effects? I never knew this. That's incredible. There's a key there for the building. Yeah, I can recommend the mod Neat Crafting. Quite a good one. And Project Cook for cooking. Okay, I think we're gonna need a short nap. But this house isn't great. I think we're just gonna have to sleep in the van. Before we thinking? Build 42 out before the end of the year? I don't want to speculate. Personally. Who knows, man? We had a nightmare. We aren't going to get back to sleep now. Might as well just go for it. Yeah, who knows? Not sure. See what happens. I would... If you're asking if Build 42 will be out, if multiplayer will be out before the end of the year, that's a possibility. If you're asking if Build 42 will launch its stable branch before the end of the year, no, I think you're out of your mind. We haven't, like, there's a whole other stage that's going to come after multiplayer releases. Like, once multiplayer's out, they've got to fix all of the stuff to do with multiplayer. Because that's the reason they don't, that's the reason they don't push multiplayer out straight away. More chickens here. Okay, that's good to know. We don't need more chickens, though. Maintenance skill, smash or pass? Smash every time. Just read the books. Piggies! Just read the books and let that XP roll in. From, like, you know, your average sort of activities. So there's no symbol for pigs, which has always really annoyed me, so we'll just put a cow and say pigs. And then another bird. Chimkins. I think that's the only farms, though. So if there's no cows here, which I don't believe there is there another one up? There is one more up the street, around the bend. And that's, I think that's it. There's an antique stove as well at a farmhouse not too far away. But it'll be our last chance at the cows. Is there a police icon you could use for pigs? No, I don't have that. I don't think. Maybe there is. I don't know. I don't want to go down that whole road. I'll have a... Ah, here we go. Right, cows. Amazing. I'll have a riot in my comment section and over law enforcement stuff. I'm just not going there. Cows. Right, so now we know there are cows here, there's pigs, there's chickens, and we have a trailer available to us. So that gives me something else to do when we start. We need rope. How much rope do we need? Just one? I think we just need one rope, right? Wait, real quick. Yeah, okay. Good. Good. That's it. I think we've done all the prep I need to do before we do this video. I think we're gonna head back to base now. You found my wife in a field. That's not very nice. I'm sure your wife is a lovely lady, and you should give her more credit. After all, she has to put up with you. Got him. Brilliant guys with the Punisher profile pics in your comments. I mean, like, you know, it's just one of those things, right? Like, I get everybody feels very strongly about law police in very different directions, and it's just one of those topics that I like to avoid because, like, it just every time it's brought up. I did the what was it? The week 1 challenge, and people were making like comments about the police in that. I did one short one time that was about like how you know, you could attempt to like play a different way to play Project Zomboid is attempt to sort of live the role that you're playing as your occupation, you know, check the nearby play it as if you are in a zombie apocalypse, right? A little bit of role play in your game. Just living out how you might actually live out an apocalypse, you know. Start by barricading your building, like checking the local area, not leaving the local zone around where you spawn because you're not going to venture out just yet. You're going to make it by on what you've got, you know, things like that. And I mentioned the police in that, and people were like, huh, police having a moral compass, unheard of, like, you know. And it's just, people feel very strongly about topics like that, and it's not why I make content. I make content to offer people an escape from, you know, hard-hitting topics and political debates and all the shit that's going on in the world, you know. So I just prefer not to. Me personally, I don't dig into that sort of thing, and I try not to encourage conversations about it. We're just here to play games, chill out for a bit, talk about some more lighthearted stuff, you know? And I think people appreciate that, so yeah. It's a tricky thing. Tricky thing. The game didn't help your cause when it put a donut in the police car yesterday. Yeah, that's true, actually. I'm probably gonna have a couple of comments just on that. You're right. Genuine, there was like, we found a police car in yesterday's stream and there was a donut in the glove box. Oh, it's the weird straights. Yes, the weird straights. That oh. What? Did I just do a flip on the corpse as it went under the car? Is that what just happened there? Hang on. Hang on. No! It's absolutely fucked up, the hood in the windshield. Oh, the window, the door, the tire, everything. Oh my god, man. Shut up. I'm not in the mood for you yelling. Jesus Christ. This vehicle was in such good condition as well, and it was just one body that went under the wheel. What is this anyway? Art supplies. Is this with ragdolls on or off? That was well, on. I mean, that was what caused that. What up, Retinari? How you doing, bud? Oh man, rough. As a streamer whose videos I love, but I can't watch their streams lately because it devolves into politics. I even agree with his politics, but I'm there for the game and to avoid reality. Yeah, I think everybody, that's fair. And you know, they probably realize that as a creator too, that like sometimes their viewers don't want to get into political debates, and they probably know they're going to lose like a portion of their viewership. But some people equally don't mind talking about that kind of thing, right? It's up to the creator, and it's also up to you to choose where you want to go. You are free to leave as far as as much as they are free to talk about that on their stream if they want to, you know. Me personally, I just like to steer clear of those topics. Some people would call me like well, so some people would get very like would think I'm avoiding like big issues that I could have a say on and try to do some real good with like my audience, and I understand that view too, you know, but it's just not me. I would much prefer for people to be able to find this a space that they can come to not talk about that kind of thing for a while, and that's just how I prefer to do things, you know. Everybody prefers to do things differently. What I'm backing into is I appreciate you keeping it fun. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for clipping that, Rye. A little spit and polish. Dude. If I wanted to listen to bad political opinions, I'd listen to basically any podcast. Oh, dear. What is it with like the last couple of years, right? And everyone and their grandma having a podcast. You know? Why does everybody need a podcast? It's something I've never done because like I just don't see the point of it as a content creator. It would maybe be different if I was making a YouTube video where we sit and talk about certain things with certain people, and it's a video, like you can see us. It's like an actual like thing. I don't really understand this whole like audio podcast thing because YouTube generates revenue and viewers and subscribers and cultivates a community. I don't know if I feel the same about like things like, you know, just putting a podcast on Spotify, or you know what I mean? It just, I don't see the point of it for content creators. Maybe that's just, maybe I'm not seeing it, or maybe there are things that I'm not aware of, you know. It's the people who want to start shit. Yeah, people who want to start like arguments. You think? I don't know. I've just never seen the value of a podcast to me as a content creator. I would like maybe to do like something where I don't know, like let's say for example we get a bunch of traction on the channel one day, the channel gets huge. I would kind of like enjoy maybe doing a talking topic thing where it's an actual studio, it's recorded, you can see us, and maybe we talk about things like zombie related media or like, you know, games of that nature. Maybe we get like some experts in the field to do stuff like, you know, around certain things, like experts in different fields that would impact like zombies survival and apocalypse situations and stuff like that. I don't know, but it definitely wouldn't be like, I wouldn't want it to be like on any heavy hitting stuff like politics or religion, or you know what I mean. It would be very light-hearted. No. Dispatch Dave, some people don't have the capability, skill, or hardware wise to stream or do video. A podcast has a low entry barrier. That's very true. Yeah, I suppose like some people, I'm thinking of it from a kind of business perspective, aren't I? Like I'm thinking like revenue as a content creator. How is it going to benefit me? Because at the end of the day, I need to pay my bills, right? And why would I do that when I can do a stream? or make a video, right? But I guess for some people, it's a hobby, it's a pastime, it's a genuinely just something they're passionate about. But I suppose like what I'm saying is I don't necessarily see why some established creators go to make podcasts. Maybe just they like to talk about things to their community, I guess. Few podcasts I've listened to or D&D campaigns when I'm driving, so taking a walk. Yeah, makes sense. There's these two guys who do a podcast reviewing other podcasts. That's good. I would actually watch that. That's kind of funny. Podcast reviewing other podcasts. You say that when you're jogging around the area with... Okay, look, let me stop you right there. Let me stop you at jogging, buddy. I don't run unless I'm being chased, okay? And you'd have to be chasing me with a pretty deadly weapon, all right? That's all I'm saying. You can just stop that right there. That scenario does not exist. It just doesn't. It's not of this reality. So I can't relate. The only political video I want from this channel is a meme political video breaking down how the mayor of Knox County failed to stop the outbreak. Well, you know, one of these days, chat, we should do an... Retinaru, you should do this. I feel like you'd be a great creator to do this. I don't know, maybe we should do it. Maybe we should do a joint video around something like this someday. I would love to actually dive into all of the media around like the outbreak in PZ, because some people have posted like some things on Reddit, right, where they've said like, oh, this article says this. There's something in the debug menu that's like Spiffo's secret source, right? And then there's like that there's that radio channel, the secret military frequency, that's got like the same number as something allocated to that source in the debug mode. But I would love to like for somebody to pull together like the lore of the outbreak. You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody has done that. And if they have, it's certainly not since Build 42's brochures and news articles and stuff came out. I wanted to do a conspiracy video about how the outbreak is actually a stalker-style anomaly. The weird storms and meteors happened days before people zombified. It's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. There's a lot of red herrings on purpose in the Zomboid news media and radio channels and stuff. There's a lot of red herrings. Like, you hear a lot about like the Spiffo secret source. You hear a lot about there's been a recent rise in like animal violence, I think, and like rabies and stuff. There's a lot of like different red herrings. Wasn't there another one about like a recent like water pollution, like something being tipped into a river, something like that as well? Water source being tainted. You should just get together for Halloween in actual Muldrow, Kentucky, and do a zombie walk through town. Dude, that'd be great. I'd love to do something like that one day that's just completely like different and out of pocket for me. I'm not great about being on camera in videos though, because people are assholes and I don't necessarily want to appear on camera. I don't mind posting pictures every so often and like having my picture in my profile on social media, but I don't like making it part of my YouTube content just because people are dicks, you know? The storms and meteors are real life events too. Dude, maybe we just need to, maybe we want, someday soon, Retinari, maybe we just need to have a sit down and have a look through like some of the lore and stuff and maybe do like a joint project. I don't know how that would work though. If we did it as a joint thing, would we just post the video on both of our channels? I feel like that would be cool though, because I've done collaborations with other creators and it's mostly like gameplay focused. but I've not done a collaboration with you before. But I feel like both of us are more info focused. You know? So I feel like it would be cool to do a collaboration, but I'm not sure how it would work. Make 2 endings to the video and post on both. Depends on how conspiracy you want it to be or actual info. Yeah. That's a good point. You'd have to talk shop, I think, about it for a while. It'd be cool to do, like... I feel like, I don't know if they're red herrings or if the devs want to leave it vague / unknown. I think it's the best option to never be definitive. It makes it more fun for us. Yeah, I agree. But I suppose what I'm talking about is it'd be cool to do, like, a bit of a video on... Here's all of the... here's everything we know about the outbreak. These are all of the sources of outbreak information that are in the game. Like you've said, Retinari, it being related to some real events would be cool. You know, we could talk about those real life events that might be related to the things we find in the media. We could include like all of the radio channels, the TV news interviews, the broadcasts, the brochures, the newspapers, everything. And then maybe the speculation comes in the second part. You know? Maybe the speculation comes in the second part. You have all the information, this is everything we know in the first part. And then the conspiracy theories putting things together comes in the second part, where we piece together like timelines and do different outbreak possibilities. Maybe we do like 2 or 3 different like timelines and conspiracy theories based on the information we have. That could be interesting. I was curious to ask you subjectively, what is your favorite weapon in game, or a weapon related skill, since there's quite a few? I like the garden forks. They're my favorite. Spears. I've always been a fan of spears, and more so the garden forks, because they're just like a high condition, like maintenance spear. I just really like them. Especially now with muscle strain, that instant kill can be really invaluable. We can do a herring or not game show style thing too. Get a couple of people together to vote on it. That would be kind of funny. I'd just really love to do like a Project Zomboid lore, like lore and conspiracy theory deep dive of sorts. And I think it would be cool to have us like narrate different parts. Because I feel like me and you, we both do narrative, informational guides, that sort of content. And I feel like it would be really cool to do like one part is narrated by me, and the next part is narrated by you. Like a collaborative topic. And we put together all that information together. Because that's another thing that makes it really annoying is and I'm sure you'll back me up on this, going and getting all this information is the hardest fucking part, because there's a certain amount of stuff you can get from the debug menu, but you can't watch all of the, going through all of the different news broadcasts on the TV and on the radio, and finding all of the radio broadcasts that come out after the radios go off, like after the stations stop broadcasting, you know, those little messages that come in. I started making a timeline of the lore, had about 10 hours into it and an easy 30 more to do. Yeah, it's a massive project. It's such a big thing to do. Is it immoral to get an AI girlfriend and force her to listen to you talk about Warhammer lore? Sucks to be you, dude. I just do that to my real girlfriend. I subject her to that on a regular basis, dude. I'm like, hey, do you want to hear me talk about the Horus Heresy for the next 30 minutes and how Magnus might not have actually done anything wrong? And she'll be like, sure, babe. And that'll just be me like talking for the next half an hour. solution to appear in public. Oh, yeah, we're not gonna. I'm sure that's perfectly fine, but yeah, we will. Tell me what it is instead of the link, eh? Would one of the mods mind just deleting that message as well, please? If we have a mod lurking. It was a duck suit. I've actually been down that road once already. I have worn a duck suit on stream once before. That's a thing. Been done. It's all good. No worries. No harm done. Don't worry about it. Yeah, maybe we'll talk about that sometime, Retinari. Like, if we both get to a point where, like, we have a lot of time on our schedules or something and we're a little bit ahead on stuff, we can maybe work on something that's going to take a while. And I also feel like that would be the perfect thing to do, because I don't know about you, I don't feel like that's going to change anytime soon. You know, now that we've got the newspapers, everything so far that's been added is brochures, right? And they don't seem to have done anything new with the radios and things. I feel like that's actually kind of a good topic, because it doesn't... Right now, a lot of things can change in Build 42, but I don't get the sense that that is changing or will change. I don't know about you. That might make quite a good one. Outlaw law is going to change for several years, yeah. Like, they might add a newspaper or two, but... if they do, that's an easy thing to change or to add, right? Getting some serious carpentry gains here, chat. Warhammer 40k has such a beautiful dystopian world. Yeah, it does. Warhammer 40k lore is just great. I don't know if any of y'all would be interested. But we have actually recently made a channel. It's a completely different project for me. I'm starting a channel from scratch, and it's really quite exciting. I'm actually really enjoying it, because like I haven't started a channel from scratch since I made this channel, right? Even the VOD channel, really, it's not starting from scratch, because you've got that community already built up. But we started a channel from scratch, and it's going to be 40k lore, and we've already started posting some shorts on it, and we're working on our first like long form video for it at the moment. If any of you know content creator called Luton, it'll be a very similar style of thing to what he does, and it was a big inspiration, because I love digesting 40k lore, but I want to make it easier to learn. It was one thing that I'm very passionate about with Project Zomboid, is making things easier to digest for new players. So I'd really love to do the same thing with 40k lore. We're gonna try and make things a lot easier to digest, really try and make it like beginner friendly, and I'm very excited actually about getting involved with it. Let me grab the channel link for anybody that's interested. One sec. Obviously it's very, very new. There's like, I think there's like 4 shorts on the channel right now. In fact, one went up not too long ago, literally an hour ago. But this is the channel. It's called Game Herald. And yeah, we're just starting out, but it's gonna be like 40k lore. So if any of you are into 40k lore or are interested in learning a bit more about it, And there you have it. I got a post. Also, we put a new VOD up an hour ago, and I should have posted. New VOD available on the second channel. Posted. Damn, so much content stuff going on right now. A bad chat. Okay, we're ridiculously tired, which is why I was doing these things while just around base. We're making a... This is going to be a chimkin coop, yeah. For those that were asking. And then I think on the other side, we're going to have a cow. Like a little makeshift cow pasture. On the other side of this fence. We're going to separate the two. The chimkin coop, I feel like, can just be here and it'll be fine. The cows, I want to give them a bit more space and a bit more open grazing. But what I really need is like the hutch. Thankfully, we are of the right level. Also, it really annoys me that they call it a chicken hutch. Surely it's a chicken coop. No? I know it shouldn't bother me, but it does. It's a chicken coop, no? Hutch is for rabbits. In my head. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's how I feel in my bones about it. Ducky man, how's settling into the house? Pretty good, thank you, Shadow Flames. Yeah, it's been we've been in. I mean, I've been in for a couple of months now, so doesn't even feel like I'm settling in anymore, you know. Got a few new furniture bits in and done a bit of painting and things like that. It's going well. And just today we have been to see a little doggo called Frank, and we're going to be giving him a home. We're going to be adopting him. Talked about him a couple of times on the stream today. Okay, chicken coop is made. We need a trough. Pretty easy to make. So I'm gonna do... I think I'm gonna do long ones, to be honest, considering we have the level for them. And I'm gonna put them against the wall here. I think. We need 4 each. You are? Man, I'm so absent. What? Rehoming doggo? Yeah, we are. Yeah, I'll send you some pictures and stuff right after the stream today. He's a French bulldog and he's got some breathing problems. He needs to have surgery to widen his nasal passages. And if that doesn't do enough, he may also have a part of his trachea removed so that he can breathe better. Widen the passage. But that will be if it is necessary. But once we have that surgery done, he should be a lot happier and healthier in himself. He really, really is struggling right now. So they want to get him rehomed as sort of quickly as possible. So that he can start his recovery. He can settle in, then he can have the operation, then he can have his like recovery. He'll need a bit of a diet because he's a bit of a chunky boy, and he'll need little bits of exercise at very regular periods once he starts recovering. So it'll be like taking him just to the end of the road, but like 4 or 5 times a day, you know, which is great for me because I'm self-employed. I work from home. And he's never had a garden before, so he's going to be really happy about that. It's a very good fit. He's very friendly. He is honestly, he's such a sweetheart, and it's really, really sad to have seen that he's got to the state that he has just because, like, he's not had this operation that he desperately needs for so long. He's such a nice, he's just such a kind soul as a dog. So the hope is that we can give him what he needs. And once, I mean, when Lucy gets here, he's gonna be spoiled bloody rotten, chat. He's gonna be absolutely spoiled. I appreciate it, medic. Thank you. It's always like the emote francacy, yeah. I know my character is ridiculously tired, chat, but we're really stringing it out. That's why I'm doing the stuff at the base here instead. We're really stringing it along, trying to make the most out of it, even though my character's ridiculously tired. Because we need to keep his sleep schedule on track. So we're gonna fill this with the animal feed. That we found. And the nice thing is we have the scythe, so we can when we get going, feeding 0, water. Maybe it's because like it's separated into 2. I don't know. Maybe it does both. What was I saying? Yeah, we need to keep a good sleep schedule. One of those will be feed, one of those will be water, and then we've got a scythe as well, which will allow us to do another enclosure right next door. I think we've got to build that second pasture for the cows. That might be a trickier one because I think we're out of planks now. So I think we're gonna need a proper wood axe for that, and that means going to McCoy logging. I might have to do the other parts of that video first. They deserve many scritches and maybe even treats. Maybe some. I've actually got him some. God, the poor guy is gonna be the poor guy is gonna be in for a shock. So because obviously he needs to go on a diet, it's gonna be a bit easier for us to enforce that diet, because it's not like we've been feeding him a certain amount, right? It's gonna be, we're gonna start the diet from day 1. He's just gonna have an adjustment. But also the treats that we're giving him will be like low fat, like low calorie treats. So he's gonna be in for an adjustment, bless him. Day 1, you monster. I know. He's got to, man. Like, he's a really sweet dog. He's adorable, but like he's got to. And it's not because he's not actually like drastically overweight. He's a bit overweight, like he's a bit on the chunky side. It's just because his breathing is so bad that like the weight is making it worse. It's really a case of just like, yeah, the breathing's so bad that he needs every bit of help he can get, you know. And he'll be able to drop weight faster once he can breathe and us run around. Yeah, exactly. Once he can breathe a little bit and he can do a little bit of exercise, that weight will really start to drop off him. But in the meantime, I think it's worth us getting him into that diet so that it becomes normal for him, you know? Be able to make up those low-fat treats with extra pets. Exactly, you get it. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to put when you hit the turn on button on microwaves for it to immediately default to 1 minute. The worst idea. I'm just messing with you. Whatever makes the doggo healthy is good for him. Longer life, more quality of life, for sure. For sure. He'll be in a very loving home here, that's for sure. Okay, I think, chat, that's where we're going to call it. I think maybe we need a little bit more sleep for our character. We've got some sleeping pills. We're going to take those. We're going to sleep, and I think that's where we're going to call it. And then I'm in the perfect spot to do a proper video. There we are. Come tomorrow. Sunday tomorrow, right, chat? I've got D&D in the afternoon, and then I think I'm pretty much free after that. So I think maybe we wrap up here, and then we do another stream tomorrow. You guys are gonna get 3 streams, 3 stream days in a row, man. Something's gone wrong with the Matrix. But yeah. Those of you that are watching this as a YouTube VOD, thank you very much for watching. If you want to come by these streams live where we record these with chat and have these conversations we've been having today, there will be a link down in the description to the Twitch channel. And there will also be a link down there to the Discord where you can get notified when we go live and stuff. So thank you very much for watching. This was day 2 of Project Zomboid, basing in a storage bin, and we will be back with more soon. Bye-bye.